more ancient history jewelry stories. This video is a follow-up to one that I did about some beautiful temple pendants from the ancient Colchian people from the Republic of Georgia. First of all, one thing I did not know when I made that video is that the Republic of Georgia actually has a fountain shaped like the horses from the temple pendants. I think that's the best expression of national pride that I've ever seen. After making that video, the idea of temple pendants really stuck with me, and it made me go back and reevaluate some of the pieces that I'd seen when looking through the ancient Colchian treasures. Sure enough, after doing some digging, I found quite a few pieces that had been misattributed as earrings, which looked like they were in fact temple pendants. Now, backtracking a little if you haven't seen the previous video, Colchis was an ancient kingdom in what is now western Georgia, part of Russia, and part of Turkey. They would have known themselves as the Agrisi, and they were called the Colchians by the Greeks and Romans. In fact, in Greek mythology, Colchis was the destination of Jason and the Argonauts, and the home of Medea and the Golden Fleece. It was known in antiquity as a kingdom rich in natural resources, such as wood and gold. The first mention of the Colchians is in the 13th century BCE. First, we have a pair of riders, and they look like they would have been a natural accompaniment to the horses in the previous temple pendants. They call to mind the ancient Greek and Roman figural jewelry with tiny representations of gods and goddesses. Next, we have two incredibly similar pairs of temple pendants, and I always love finding duplicates because it implies that there was a trend and these were desirable. They're incredibly similar in their size and ornamentation, and there are minor variations between the two. They're both adorned with what look like little birds on the top disc. This is an example of the kind of diadem that these pendants might have hung from, and this is a diadem that was found with its ring pendants. One thing all of these temple pendants seem to have in common is a particular kind of closure that looks like it would have been closed with a small pin. I haven't found any examples of these with a pin intact, which makes me think it might have been made out of an organic or easily breakable material like bone. We take for granted these days that ear jewelry is worn through a lobe piercing, but the temple pendants have me going back and reassessing some of the jewelry that I've looked at from the ancient world. And maybe some of these have been approached with far too modern an idea of what ear jewelry is supposed to be.